Let's go live now to Victoria. Katie Allen is a Liberal MP, the member for Higgins. She joins us live now. Katie Allen, thanks so much for your time. As a doctor, you must be looking at things in Brisbane and be slightly worried from where you sit this morning.
Absolutely. Look, I have to say Australia's done a great job keeping this all under control through 2020. 2021 is going to continue to give us difficulties and challenges that I know we can rise to, but it's important that we step in quickly and we act in a smart manner to make sure we keep all Australians safe.
Does it concern you that one of the infected nurses hadn't been vaccinated yet?
Well, we do know that the point about the vaccination rollout is to take this from being a deadly disease to a serious disease or a nuisance. And so the point about the vaccine is to help keep our aged care sector safe, because that's where unfortunately, most of the fatalities are occurring. So we're moving forward with our vaccine rollout in a very careful and safe way. We want Australians to partner with us, to know that this is voluntary, to know that it is safe, and to know that we've got their back. And I would say that Greg Hunt had the foresight to make sure that we had sovereign supply, and that's what he's done by last week with CSL announcing now TGA has approved the first 800,000 vaccines to be made and approved to be rolled out right here in Australia. So we no longer need to wait for supplies from overseas. We can now race up and catch up with this COVID rollout to make sure that all Australians are going to be safe.
You're forgiven. A week does feel like a year at the moment, I've got to say, with everything that's going on. And Greg Hunt will be giving us an update in about an hour and a half from now. That is 12 noon Australian Eastern Daylight Time. I guess what this demonstrates, Katie Allen, is that there is a burning platform to get as many Australians vaccinated as possible, especially frontline workers.
Absolutely. And we do know that Australians have been very trusting and respectful of evidence-based and expert-informed opinion, and that is what the government has been firmly committed to delivering. We know that Australians have partnered very well with the public health expertise and information, and I know that Australians understand that we don't want any hesitation around vaccination. This is doing the right thing, not only for yourself, but for your loved ones, and most importantly, so Australia can get back to work and get back to being connected to the rest of the world.
At the weekend, we saw the Nationals conference. They've decided not to back in quotas. You've explained why you have changed your mind on quotas. You didn't get to Parliament on a quota, and indeed you replaced another very strong female former Liberal MP in Kelly O'Dwyer. Why do you think now is the time to look at quotas, and how would you see them at a grassroots level and a parliamentary level?
So what I would say is that the Liberal Party believes in creating opportunity of input. So we want to make sure that it's fair and equal for women to put their hand up and to move forward. And so quotas is a term that's bandied around. What we need to do is look at how those quotas might be used in a meaningful way to get meaningful change, so that we have more women inside that decision-making tent that is Parliament. Now, it's not just about getting more women into the race. It's also about keeping more women there. So the first thing I would say is that we need better candidate training programs and candidate lists like the Tories or the Conservatives had in the UK. In Victoria, we've had this fantastic candidate training program, which we've already trained 60 people through that. Myself and Senator Sarah Henderson, were both supporters and advisors and lecturers to that program. I'm very proud of the fact that the last program had 26 people just graduate over the weekend, the Prospective Candidates Training Program here in Victoria. Of the 26 who graduated, 11 were women. What I'd like to see is quotas, so that 11 becomes 13. But we don't just want quotas in the Prospective Candidates Training for women. We also want quotas, I believe, for other aspects of diversity, including multiculturalism.
It's all down to leadership, really. The Prime Minister says he's open to this. Couldn't he just make the decision?
What I would say is that there's a lot of criticism about the Prime Minister, but no one believes he caused this mess. What we do believe is he needs to lead us out of that. Now, he is someone who's already delivered a lot of early change, and we need to recognise that. Firstly, we had a 50-50 intake in the class of 2019 of men and women. Secondly, he has delivered the highest number of women in Cabinet in the history of this country. Thirdly, along with Kelly O'Dwyer, he has provided record funding to domestic violence. Fourthly, he has initiated the Respect at Work report, which the Assistant Attorney General, Amanda Stoker, is working on for response to those 55 recommendations as we speak. So the Prime Minister understands women want to be safe. He understands that women want economic empowerment. He understands that women want an equal place in society, and most importantly, we need more powerful, strong voices of women in Parliament. He gets that. He's committed to that. He's already started to deliver. This isn't a problem that started a week ago, 6 weeks ago, 6 months ago, 6 years ago. It's been happening throughout history. And there has been a critical point in time. It's a Me Too moment for Parliament. We need to get our house in order, but we need to do more than get our house in order. We need to lead and deliver for the women of Australia.